Hello, students. Welcome to you all. Today, I will go through another poem, Ozymandias. Let us see summary, poet, and explanation. Ozymandias is written by P.B. Shelley. P.B. Shelley is a very famous poet. Always presented the very sensitive things. Okay. Now let us go through the summary of this chapter. The summary of Ozymandias is given here. It's about a ruined statue which has become so with the passage of time. And here we can correlate it with Shakespearean sonnet, not marble nor the gilded monuments. Means that Ozymandias and not marble nor the gilded monuments, these two are presenting only one message. What was the message? That the things are subject to be death and decay with the passage of time. Means with the passage of time everything changes. Here, the title Ozymandias is throne name of Egyptian king Ramesses. Ramesses is the name of the Egypt king, and this title Ozymandias has been given because of his throne name. The poem talks about his foolish desire to immortalize himself by erecting a statue. And what was the foolish idea in the mind of that king? That he want to make himself immortalized by erecting a statue. The poet meets a person who has been to an ancient place in the desert Egypt. He tells the poet about the ruined statue of the powerful king Ozymandias. He said that in that poem he presented about a poet, and where he met with a person who has gone to the ancient place in the desert Egypt, and he tells the poet about the ruined statue of the great powerful king. And what was the name? Ozymandias. It had been destroyed with the passage of time. There were only the two legs which stood on a platform, and the upper part of the body was nowhere to be seen. And he said that I had seen the statue. I met with a statue. It had only the two legs, and the upper body was missing there. The face of the statue lay buried in the sand, and the face was buried in the sand there. And he said that he praises the talent of the artist as the minutest expressions and wrinkles had been perfectly copied by him. He said that really the artist had created this statue very fantastic manner. Why? Because he has presented each and every wrinkle of the face, every expression, the minute expressions were there. The engraving on the platform reflects the pride and arrogance of the Ozymandias, and what has been written there upon the platform that also present the pride and arrogance of that king. As the statue is now destroyed, the engraving is a mockery at the pride and ego of the king, because everything is a subject of death and decay with the passage of time. So the statue destroyed, but even whatever written there, that was become mockery. Mockery means a matter of laugh. Today, after the passage of so many centuries, finally there is no trace of the king's accomplishment in the vast stretch of the desert. And after a long passage of time, there is nothing, not even a single trace of king's remembrance you can get in that stretch of desert. Now, see the paraphrase means the poem. I met a traveler from an antique land who said Two vast, trunkless legs of a stone stand in desert. Near them, on the sand, half sunk, a shattered visage lies, whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that its sculptor well those passion read which yet survive stamped on these lifeless things, the hand that mocked them and the heart that fed. Now see the meaning at first. Trunkless means without the upper body. Shattered, broken. Visage, face. Frown, angry look. The angry, or you can say the unhappy expression by moving the eyebrows together. A sneer means the face expressions that were full of scorn. Cold means feelingless. Red, interpreted. Stamped, sculpted. Mocked, make fun of something. Now see the meaning, means explanation. Now what the poet is narrating, the poet presenting, he said that he had got a chance to meet and have a conversation with a traveler from antique land, means an ancient land, means a person he met and have a conversation with a traveler from an ancient land who said what he said, the two vast and trunkless legs of the stone. He describes to the poet an unusual sight. What he saw there, he told the poet about an old fragmented statue stand in the desert. Where it was standing? In the desert. Near them on the sand, half sunk, a shattered visage lies. And what he said, that near, just near the statue, there was a face was lying there in the sand, and he said that it was in a very pathetic condition. It was a broken statue with only two legs that stood mounted on a very huge and high pedestal. And he said that the upper body of the statue was missing. And where was that statue? The face of the statue was lying away from it. Half sunk, shattered visage. Half sunk means it was sunk. Sunk means inside, below the surface of something, you can say. There was desert, because desert area, so sand was there. So what is the surface? The surface of sand was there and sunk. So that face was half sunk, means below the surface of that sand. Frown expressions were there. How was the expression? And the wrinkled lip and a sneer of cold command. Wrinkled lip and a sneer of cold command means you can see the frowning, the unhappy expressions were there. Means that the statue was lying there, and the statue, the face of that statue was looking stern and wore an arrogant expression. How was the expression? Arrogant expression was there, which yet survive a stamp on these lifeless things. And he said, tell that its sculptor well those passion read. Sculptor means the person, the artist who created that statue. So he said that very perfectly that person had read that passion. Passion means the expressions, the expression of the king upon the face, means whatever expressions were there at the time when he was making that statue. So he said that very well that person had read about these expressions upon the face, and he said which yet survive, means these expressions were surviving even today, stamped on these lifeless thing. Lifeless thing means a statue. That statue is a lifeless, but still existing after death. What is existing? That expressions were existing today. Means on that day he was in an anger mood, on that day he was in a scorn mood, but even today when the statue has been broken into pieces, but still upon the face the expressions were there, the hand that mocked them and the heart that fed. The hand that mocked them means the hand that had made fun of them. The traveler further told here that the facial expressions, the angry looks were there upon that sculpture, means upon that statue. And really that artist knew the king deeply and did a very good, a very fantastic job at expressing the ruler's personality and his dislike for others. He had successfully captured all the nuisance, or you can say all the expressions of the king's cold expression presented there. The traveler complimented the artist here for what? For on his fine work, and commended him for capturing that essence of Ozymandias' personality in his work. And what was the essence of Ozymandias' personality? That scornful look. And he said, it is very ironical that artist had mocked Ozymandias. The king was powerful but cruel and inhuman. And the traveler remarked that the king had died, but even today his facial expressions are alive, still surviving there upon her face because of that artist who had created that statue. Now see, and on the pedestal these words appear: my name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look upon my works, ye mighty, and despair. Nothing beside remain round the decay of that colossal rock, boundless and bare. The lone and level sands stretch far away. Now see the meaning at first. Pedestal. Pedestal means a column where a statue stands. Ye means you. Ye means you. Mighty, powerful. Despair means disappointed. Beside, else. Colossal, huge. Bare, without buildings, trees, people. No one was there, means it was the desert area. Label sand, desert, stretch, spreading. So what the traveler was informing? The traveler was informing to Shelley about the inscription that was engraved on that pedestal. Means the words that had been written there upon the pedestal. Now, what the inscription? The inscription gave the impression that Ozymandias considers himself to be the king of kings. Means very arrogant fellow. What he was saying? That I am the king of kings. So, these were inscription means written there. So, what was written there? King of King. It showed Ozymandias' pompous claim of being the powerful or the mightiest of mighty. The inscribed words showed the pride and haughtiness of the king. What? That the king boasted that his achievements and his exploits were not any match in the world. It is incomparable in the world. And the king was proud of them and felt that all will despair in the face of his works. And very ironically, what he said, none of the Ozymandias' works can be seen or can be matched with anyone. But it is quite unfortunate. Why? Nothing beside remains round the decay of that colossal rock, boundless and bare, the lone and level sand stretched far away. The neglected and shattered statue was there, and it was highlighting the irony of his claim. What he claimed, that he was the king of kings and he was the most powerful person. But everything was quite ironical here. Why? Because nothing else is left behind of Ozymandias glory except the boundless sand spread all around the broken statue. All the glory, all the you can say the pump and show, that all had gone away, far away. And what was there? Only there was the broken statue, and the boundless sand was spread all around the broken statue. Time had wiped out all the power, all the position of this self-claimed mighty king, and pushed him into the forgetfulness. He was a man of forgetfulness. This was the end of Ozymandias. Thank you. I hope it is clear to you.